give different levels of exercises. And anything that feels funny, just leave it out. Okay, cool. Let's get started with the posture and alignment check. So we start with our feet hip distance apart. The knees are soft, which means they have a slight bend to them. The hips are facing forward. Pelvis is in neutral, which means if we do a forward and backward tilt like this with the pelvis, we find that nice midway point in between. Navel into the spine, which is a commonly said thing in Pilates, which basically means tuck the belly in. Shoulders relaxed and down. Chin is parallel to the ground, and imagine a piece of string on the crown of your head that's pulling you all the way tall to the ceiling. So we should have this lovely tall posture, which might feel a bit funny in everyday life. We might not walk around like this, but this is our nice posture that we want to aim for. Okay. The next thing that we go through in Pilates is the breathing. Breathing is one of the key principles. Such an important thing. We normally just breathe in our chest, very shallow. But in Pilates, we want to breathe into this area here for a couple of different reasons. One of the reasons is that when we do the core exercises, it's really the only way to breathe. But we also want to get all of the oxygen into this area here. So we're going to go through the breathing. I'll probably go through it a bit quicker than I normally do. If anything goes over your head, don't worry, you'll get it with practice, it will come with time. So let's get started. We'll put the hands on the lower ribs. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's go again, deep inhale through the nose. Really imagining that you're filling up this space here, and exhale through the mouth. We'll go ahead and do a few more. And you should find that if you're breathing laterally, which is in here rather than here, on the inhale, your fingers are going to slide apart, and on the exhale, they come back together. So you want to imagine the hands are like an accordion. On the inhale, they come out to the side. On the exhale, they start to go back together. Let's do two more. Inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Keep that nice posture. Let's do one more. And exhale through the mouth. Okay. Just to add something into the mix here, we want to add in the core engagement. So you hear a lot about the core engagement in Pilates. It's several different things happening at the same time, including the pelvic floor, the deep tummy muscles, which are the transverse abdominis muscles, and the muscles around the spine. We're going to work on two of these. Let's start with the pelvic floor. We'll do 3 breaths on top of that. We'll do the deep tummy muscles, engage 3 breaths on top of that, and then we'll do 3 with the 2 together. Again, if this goes over your head, don't worry, do what you can, and just bear with me because it comes with practice and time. Really, really nothing to worry about. So let's start with the pelvic floor. If some of you ladies might already do your pelvic floor exercises, you know how to engage it. But otherwise, one of the funny ways I have of describing this is imagine a hammock in between your legs, and it's pulling all your internal organs really, really high, all the way up to 100%. You're pulling upwards to 100%. Release it by a third. So it's still tight, but it's a manageable sort of tightness. Let's go ahead and take 3 breaths here with the pelvic floor tight. And basically this means that on the exhale, we're not letting go of that feeling. So hands back on the lower ribs. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale long through the mouth, this time lifting from the center. On the exhale, draw those abs in, keeping this area nice and tight. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, into the back of the ribs. Feel the fingers slide apart. Exhale, the fingers come back together, keeping this area nice and drawn in. Last one. Exhale long, keeping the pelvic floor tight. Okay, forget about the pelvic floor for a second. Let's work on the deep tummy muscles. So again, my way of describing this, imagine that you're wearing a corset and it's pulled on the tightest notch, or a belt if you're a man and you don't want to wear a corset, that's fine. Let's imagine that you're wearing a corset or a belt and it's pulled, it's just under your chest and it's pulled to the tightest notch. So we're going inwards. Imagine this inward feeling now. We've done that up, now we're going in, under the chest. Again, 100% released by a third. So if I was to come and push you over, you would stay where you are because this is nice and tight. Let's do 3 breaths with the deep tummy muscles engaged. So this nice belt or corset. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale long. keeping that tight feeling, those abs drawn in on the exhale. We don't want to let go into a floppy belly. 2 more. Exhale long. Lifting from the center, drawing the abs in. Last one. Perfect. Really nice job. Okay. We're going to do the 2 together now. Let's do 3 breaths, and then we're going to move on into the mobilization. I do spend time on the breathing because it is such an important part of Pilates, and I feel like getting all that oxygen in helps with these deep stretches that we're going to do. And it's just a nice thing to do. So let's go into up and in at the same time. The hammock pulling everything up, the belt pulling everything in. The 2 words that I'm going to keep telling you throughout the class are up and in. That means this whole powerhouse area is nice and tight and firm. And all the limbs and all the movements we do come from having a strong core. So up and in, let's do 3 breaths and then we'll move on. Take a deep inhale. Exhale long. Think up and in. Keep that area tight. Let's do 2 more. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale long. Draw the abs in. Lift from the center on the exhale. Last one. Inhale, fingers spread apart. Exhale, fingers come back together, keeping everything tight. Perfect. This throughout your, even when you finish the class and throughout your everyday life, think about up and in. It will help your posture and it will help your breathing. And it's just a good everyday life skill to be able to breathe deeply and properly. So let's move on to the mobilizations. We're going to start with our shoulders first. We'll do our head and neck when we're sitting down. So take an inhale. Exhale, keep that posture. We're doing shoulder rolls forward. So we're going to start with the forwards first. You're just bringing the shoulders up to the ears and round. And the reason that we go forwards first is when we go backwards, which we're going to do now, when we finish with the backwards rolls, the shoulders will come back into place where they need to be. So keep going. Let's do another 3 and 2. Last one. Feel that scapula, the top of the shoulders, getting nice and stretched. Extend into the arms, fingers are shoulder height, arms are shoulder height, fingers pointed. Think about that up and in, even during this warm up. We're doing small circles with the arms forwards first. Let's get those nice toned arms, get rid of these bingo wings during this lockdown period. Let's get these arms nice and tight. Suck the belly in. Reverse backwards now with the arms. Very nice. Feel the back of the shoulders getting a good mobilization and a good workout too. And then go ahead and give the arms a good stretch. One arm behind, same arm in front. And then we'll bring the other arm behind and again in front. Okay. From there, let's do our thoracic twist. We're gonna do a spinal rotation. Let's do it with the hands on the head today. So we're gonna have the hands on the head. Think up and in, suck the belly in. I'll show you first if you don't remember this. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, upper body twist. Hips stay forward. The hips and the belly button stay facing me. The rest of the body is doing a nice twist. It's like you want to go like this, but the hips stay forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist the other way. So the spine's getting a really nice rotation here. Don't go any further than feels comfortable for you, but you want to feel a nice twist. It's the spine getting nice and warmed up. Let's go ahead and do 3 more to each side. Inhale, exhale, twist. Deep inhale to center, exhale, twist. Last 2. Remember to take a really nice inhale and then exhale as you move. Generally in Pilates, we inhale to prepare and we exhale to execute. That's the way that I like to remember it. Very nice. The spine should feel good now. Let's do a couple of gentle side bends. Take an inhale. Exhale, inch the fingers down the thigh. Just working the spine in another way now. Even something as simple as this feels really, really good if you haven't been stretching, if you don't do much exercise, just to get the body moving, especially while we've been indoors a lot more, just feels really, really nice. 1 more to each side, and then we're going to go into our squat. Okay. Perfect. For the squat today, we'll have our wide feet. So feet wider than hip distance, toes pointed out. Up and in, nice posture. Take an inhale. Exhale, sit low and bring the arms up. Inhale as you come up. Exhale. So we're floating the arms up as we sit on that chair and then we get back up. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale. We're going a little bit faster now. We're going to get the blood pumping a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, sit. Couple more. Let's go ahead and take 4 more. Inhale. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, sit. Last couple. All the way down, sit lower. Very nice. Okay. We'll do a bit of a balance and then we're going to do our roll down. So hands on the hips and just bring one knee up. This is always looks like an easy exercise, but actually this is the one that it's really, really good to practice. And you're still using the core. Suck the belly in, hold it there. Challenge yourself, bring the knee up even higher. Heavy supporting leg. If it helps stare at something in the distance, to practice your balance is such an important thing. It really does start to decline, unfortunately. So it's always one to work on. If you want to, go ahead and bring that leg out to the side. And we won't hold it too long, to the back. And then extend further if you want to. Good way of practicing the balance. Let's go ahead straight into the other leg. Knee comes up, hold it there. Tuck the belly in, navel to the spine. Out to the side. You can see some of you have got really, really good balance, so well done. Leg comes behind. Go ahead and extend if you want to. Perfect, very nice, very good. Quick ankle mobilization, just rolling the ankles one way to have the toes sort of on the mat and you're just getting the ankles warm one way and then the other, however feels good. So we're nice and warm. Let's go into our roll downs. So we're going to do 2 half and 1 full. I will show you for those who haven't done it before. Really enjoy this. Take the time to enjoy this because this feels really good. Go ahead and come to the end of your mat. Take that same alignment we started in. Feet hip distance, soft knees, hips forward, shoulders down, head being pulled up to the ceiling nice and tall. Go ahead and take a really nice deep inhale here. Bring the chin to the chest. Tuck the chin in as you start to roll down. All the way from the upper back, slowly to the mid back, into the lower back. Bend the knees if you want to. If you have lower back problems, I suggest you bend the knees. Otherwise, keep them straight and have a hamstring stretch. Feel that nice lengthening of the spine, hang heavy like a rag doll, arms and head are just floppy. When you're ready, take an inhale and use the exhale to ever so slowly come back up. Stacking the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, the head comes up last. Very nice. You're going to do another one like that. So in your own time, take an inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in, bring the chin to the chest and roll down. Again, just into this half roll down. You're just going to come to about the knees. Hanging wherever feels good for you today. It might be that today you don't feel particularly flexible. Otherwise, if you want, you can touch the mat, go wherever you feel good. And then take an exhale to help you come all the way back up. And then this last one that you're going to do in your own time, when you come down to the knees, just walk your hands and take a seat on the mat, and you can take a cross-legged position, and I will meet you there while I get a better view. Okay, perfect. Very nice. So from here, you can sit for now, however feels comfortable for you, but generally cross-legged seems to work for most people. Let's do our head and neck. So take an inhale, exhale, look down. One way, slow semicircle the other way. Let's do 1 more to each side. Okay. Let's do a head and shoulder, hand on the head, the other head on the shoulder. Take an inhale. This time you're looking down, pulling the head away from the shoulder. So really looking down, and you're just, it's almost like you're pulling the head away, create space in between. Let's do 1 on the other side. Hand on the head, the other hand on the shoulder, look down. Perfect. Okay, very nice. And now we're going to go straight into our mat exercise, and we're going to start off gentle. So we're going to start off with the shoulder bridging, and we're going to do 2 different versions. I'll show you the first version. So we're going to start with, you're going to start lying down, lower spine flat on the mat. So we don't want to be able to put, there's no curve here. We can't put our hand here. It's all flat on the mat. Knees are hip distance and bent. Imagine a piece of string in your belly button, pulling it all the way to the mat. Head and neck are nice and comfortable. Palms facing down. Take an inhale. On the exhale, you're going to do a pelvic tilt towards you. So you're just tilting towards you as you come up into a shoulder bridge, wherever feels good today. We don't need to be all the way up here, just wherever feels good. And you're using the core muscles. Think about that up and in. We shouldn't be feeling it in the lower back. From here, when you're in the bridge, stay in that bridge, hold it. Hips are nice and stable, they're not moving around. Go ahead and extend the arms behind you. And while you're rolling down one vertebrae at a time, you're inching the fingers behind you at the same time. You'll feel a really delicious stretch just under the back. And then bring the arms down. We'll go again. Let's do 5 more like this. Inhale, exhale, suck the belly in, pelvic tilt into the shoulder bridge. Arms float behind. Inch the fingers down towards the wall behind as you roll it down, one vertebrae at a time. Let's go ahead and do our last 4 in your own time, up into the bridge. Float the arms. Lower it down, inch the fingers, come all the way back down. Let's do our last few. Fingers stretch to the wall behind as you roll down. Couple more. Roll it down nice and slow. We'll come and see how some of you are doing. Really nice. Perfect. You can see a lot of lovely bridging going on. Okay. When you've done your last one, we're going to go into the next version of the shoulder bridge. So again, I'll show you, and then you can join in. So in this nice position, this same position, you're going to come up into the bridge, suck the belly in, think about the up and in, that core engagement. This time what you're going to do is, from here, you're going to dip the hip to the right, back to center, to the left, roll down one vertebrae. I'll show you. So twist, twist, roll down one vertebrae. Twist, twist, roll down, twist, twist, roll all the way back down. So 3 different levels. I'll show you again. If this feels weird for you for any reason, go back to the regular shoulder bridge. Otherwise, up into the bridge, suck the belly in, use that core engagement. 1, 2, roll it down one vertebrae. Dip, dip, roll it down. Dip, dip, roll it down. Let's go ahead and do another couple in your own time, all the way up into the shoulder bridge. Suck the belly in, hips are stable. 1, 2, roll it down. We've got 3 levels, and we're just doing these dips either way, all the way back down to the flat back position. We'll go ahead and do the last one. Shoulder bridge. 1, 2, roll it down. Roll it down. Suck the belly in. Think up and in all the time during this exercise. And then you're rolling back to a flat back position. Hug the knees. When you've done your last one, circle the knees around the chest one way, then the other, that nice lower back massage. That feels really, really good. And then we're going to go into the toe tap. So let's go ahead and do, we'll do a few. I'll say 10 on each leg, but let's see how it goes. So for this exercise, legs are going to be in tabletop. So this means that the knees come up, they're directly above the hips, suck the belly in, and the toes are pointed, and they're not quite at this right angle, it's a little bit higher like this. And you're going to take an inhale. On the exhale, all you're doing is lowering one foot, tapping the toe, back to tabletop. And you're extending the legs a little bit as you move forward to do the toe tap. You'll start to feel it. Again, I always say that this is one that looks super easy, and for some it is, but you should start to feel it in the tummy. It's a good core burner. Make sure the lower back is nice and flat, and you might have to angle yourself, or you'll feel where it feels good that you can feel it most in the tummy, and just keep going with that. Inhale as you come up, hold it in tabletop for a second, bring the leg down into that toe tap. We'll just go ahead and do a few more. Keep going, guys. I'll come and see how you're all doing. Keep breathing, keep inhaling as you come into tabletop. Exhale as you do the toe tap. Perfect, really, really nice. Everyone's got really good form. So this is a really good exercise to practice controlled movements and really precise movements. I can see some amazing stuff going on here. You're all really good. Well done. Just give me another couple. And then we're going to go on into the Pilates Pendulum. Another couple there. Okay. From there, we're going to go into the Pilates Pendulum. So, same position. Tabletop, knees above hips. This time what you're going to do, you can extend the legs out a little further, and you're just dropping the knee. And in fact, if you want the knees to feet to touch this time, they can. And you're just going to keep the lower back flat. Use that core to help you twist the legs one way. The knees are coming down one way, back to center, and then they're going the other way. You want to angle yourself so you can feel this in the tummy. Think about using those core muscles. You're not just dropping the knees one way and then the other. So you might feel that you're extending the legs slightly further forward. Keep the toes together. You'll start to feel this nice little twist and this nice feeling in the tummy if you're using those core muscles up and in. Go ahead and do another couple to each side. And then we've got a couple more exercises on in this position. Just one more to each side. And then we're going to go into another core burner, which is the bicycle. So I'm going to give you a couple of different versions of this. If you have lower back problems, then you can keep the head, or if you have shoulder problems, I should say, keep the head and neck down. And all you're going to do is come into a one leg stretch. So you're going to hug one knee, extend the other leg with a pointed foot. And we're just going to do this nice stretch, suck the belly in, you're using the core. Otherwise, you can come up, hands are interlaced behind the head, so support the head. You're coming up into a crunch position, legs in tabletop. And now you're going to touch the opposite elbow with the opposite, to the opposite knee. So inhale, exhale, the other leg comes out nice and straight with a pointed toe. And we're just getting that core going. This is such a good one for the core. Keep going, really, really get that core activated. So touch the opposite inner elbow to the opposite inner knee. Keep that core nice and strong. Think about the up and in. Think about really touching the elbows to the knee. Think about coming up into that crunch. If you're feeling it in the neck and shoulders, then you're not using your tummy enough. So keep going with this and keep breathing with it. Inhale as you come to center and exhale as you extend the legs. Keep those toes nice and pointed. Keep breathing with it, keep going. For those of you who are doing the one leg stretch, if you want, you can come up into the crunch position to do that. Otherwise, keep going, keep breathing with it. Just a few more there. Okay, hug the knees. Let the knees fall one way. You're going to look in the opposite direction, arms in a T position, and then drop the knees the other way and just have a nice side body stretch. Let's just do another couple. And then we're going to do one more thing here before we move on to side lying. So the last thing we'll do in this position is prep for the 100. Again, I'll show you first. And again, I'm going to give you levels so you can have the feet down if you want. Knees are bent, hip distance. And all you're going to do is come up like this into the crunch and do 5 exhales with pulses of the hands. Roll it all the way back down. Inhale, exhale, come up. Roll it back down. If you do have neck problems, you can put a cushion underneath and you can just raise the legs instead. Otherwise, you can raise the legs into tabletop if you want to challenge yourself. Inhale, exhale. So the progression is that your legs are in tabletop as you do the pulses. Otherwise, you can have a cushion under your head or keep the head and neck down and do the pulses. You're still going to feel it in the core. So there's a couple of different options for you. Otherwise, the basic version, legs down. Suck the belly in, inhale, exhale up into that. And again, let's go ahead and do 2 more in whichever version that you're doing. Perfect, really nice form there. Very nice, perfect, okay. When you've done your last one, we're gonna come up into the sideline exercises. I'll show you this first. We're not gonna do too many of these because we're gonna do some really nice cool down stretches. But you're gonna go ahead and you're going to use the edge of the mat as a guideline to lie nice and straight. You can prop yourself up on your hand, or you can lie on your arm as you prefer, or if you want to challenge yourself, come up onto your forearm, but we don't need to do that. So from here, you can go ahead and bend the knee that's on the mat, so that it's kind of a bit of a right angle. The other leg is hip height and the toes pointed. Suck the belly in. Make sure the hips are stacked on top of each other. They're not moving forward or back. Get that nice alignment. And all we're going to do is let's go ahead and do 6 of these. Kick the leg out with a pointed toe. Bring it back as a flexed foot. And we'll get into a nice flow. And you're just keeping the leg hip height. Pointed toe goes out. Flexed foot comes back. So by doing this, we're using different muscles, small little muscles. And you use different ones to point the toe and different ones to flex the foot. So we're getting a nice tendon stretch as well. Keep that belly sucked in. Again, you're even using your core to do this exercise. We're moving the leg all the way from the top of the hip. Just a couple more. When you've done your last one, have a little rest. We're just going to do 5 side-lying leg circles. So now you're going to keep that leg at hip height, point the toe. Use the whole leg to draw these circles on the wall in front. Let's go ahead and do 5 in one direction. Slow and small circles are the way forward. That's what really gets the muscles working. The outer thigh and the glute. We'll just do a few of these. And again, imagine that paintbrush on the end of your toe. If there was a paintbrush there, would these really be circles that you're drawing, or would it be more of a squiggle? We want to think of a really perfect circle. Really precise, pointed toe, small circles. So we could go on forever doing that. That's usually what I like to do, but we don't have much time, so I won't. You're lucky. Come into a front-facing quad stretch. So lie on before we move over to the other side, lie on your front. You can bring the head down if you want. Otherwise, this kind of sphinx is fine. Just go ahead and grab one leg. Pull it towards you as you take an exhale. Really feel that stretch down the front of the thigh. We're not going to hold it too long. Go ahead and stretch the other leg. Pull that foot towards you. Just feel that nice quad stretch. And then we're going to repeat the sideline exercises on the other side before we do some really, really nice cool down stuff. So again, get into that nice alignment. The edge of the mat can help you lie straight. Bend one knee, get nice and comfortable. Other leg is hip height. Keep it at hip height. Suck the belly in, point and flex. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can go further with the leg and further back. But we don't want to be aggravating the lower back in any way. So just go wherever feels comfortable for you. This is more of a stretch for the leg, and just suck the belly in to use the core. We'll go ahead and do a few of these. Okay, let's go straight into the circle. Point the toe. Remember, we're using the whole leg, drawing the circles on the wall in front. Stirring that thigh bone. Imagine that it's just stirring a pot of paint. All the way from the top of the thigh. Suck the belly in. You can just do a few one way and a few the other. Feel the outer thigh getting a bit of a workout. Okay, let's go from there into a cat stretch. So Like I said, normally I would go on much longer doing that, but this is only a 30-minute class, so you've been saved. Okay, let's go into our cat stretch. Fingers are spread, hands underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, suck the belly in. Crown of the head pointing at the wall in front, you're looking down at the mat. Prop up the toes, give them a stretch too. Take an inhale. On the inhale, arch. Tuck the chin in. On the exhale, reverse everything and have a good stretch. Inhale, arch and feel that lengthening of the spine, shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, reverse. We're going to do a few more of these. Feel all those discs in your back and all the joints and everything just getting a good, it's like they're getting a good oiling. They're getting nice and lubricated. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. Really, really stretch everything. Inhale as you arch, exhale, reverse. Very nice. Okay. Final couple of things here. We're going to go into our hip flexors. So go ahead and lie on your back. In fact, before we do hip flexors, let's do the number 4 because I always like to do that one. Foot on the opposite knee, lower spine flat on the mat. Pull that thigh in towards you. Have a good stretch there. Enjoy that stretch. Just hold it and breathe into it. Go ahead and switch legs. The other leg comes on the other knee now. Everyone's done such a good job, especially on a Monday morning this early. So well done. You should feel really proud of yourself. Okay. From there, go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together in this kind of frog position. The soles of the feet are touching. Knees are wide, hip flexor stretch, lower spine flat. Get comfortable, get the spine nice and lengthened. Imagine there's a heavy weight on either knee, pushing it all the way to the ground. Just feeling this deep stretch of the hip flexor area. You're opening up this area, feeling a nice stretch of the groin area. And we're just going to breathe into it. Take an inhale. Feel the belly rise up with air. Exhale, push those knees down. You don't actually have to push them if you don't want to, but just imagine that they're being pushed all the way down to the mat, really opening up this area. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths there. Exhale. Last one. Exhale long. Okay. Go ahead and extend the legs now. My favorite bit. Extend the legs nice and long. Feet fall wherever they want to fall. Palms are facing upwards. Shoulders are relaxed. Keep the eyes closed now. Just feel there might be some sunlight, the early morning sunlight just shining on your body. Keep the eyes closed. Just take a minute for yourself. Feel the face and the jaw is nice and relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. All the way into the tips of the fingers, feeling really nice and relaxed. And that feeling travels all the way down the body, through the tummy, down the hips, through the knees, into the toes. Just feel that full body stretch, that moment of calm on a Monday morning. Clear your mind for a minute and just feel proud of yourselves that you made a commitment to do this for your body and for your health first thing on a Monday morning, to set your week off in the best possible way. Feel really, really happy. So now you're going to have a really great day and a really great week. This might be the only exercise you do. If so, well done. You've got it out of the way. Okay. Gathering your thoughts, coming just back to the center, slowly turning to one side. Slowly up to sitting whenever you're ready. We're going to come back up to standing to do a posture check now. Let's see what our posture looks like after the session. Okay. Let's see if you can remember the alignment. Feet hip distance, soft knees. Hips facing forward, pelvis in neutral. Navel into the spine, shoulders back and down, chin parallel to the ground. And imagine that string pulling you all the way tall to the ceiling. So you should feel even taller than the start of the class. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our hips. We're going to do a couple of heel raises there. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Think about the up and in. Think about that posture. Are you just going to come up onto the toes, hold it there, and lower the heels? We'll go ahead and do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale up onto the toes and down. And again, suck the belly in. Think about this amazing posture you've got now after doing these nice stretches. This time we're going to hold it. Take an inhale, exhale, hold. Think about the up and in. Suck the belly up into the spine. From there, keep the head exactly where it is. Just lower the heels, keeping the head there. Feel that nice stretch of the body. Perfect. Give anything a shake that you need to shake out. And you're done for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. You've all been really, really good. I'm next teaching for Owl Park at 10:15 on Wednesday morning, so you can sign up in the same way. Have an amazing day. You've all been brilliant, and I will see you then. Thank you.